So did I give you the full story about what happened with your little brother today? So I got a call while I was making my coffee. School nurse. This is good. This can be on screen. I wouldn't talk about it. Oh no, I'm violating HIPAA. So I got a call from school, and your little brother, and he said that he had run a half mile for gym class, and his lungs hurt, and he's tasting blood.
Because he has asthma.
He has blood. Yeah, he has asthma.
And they were running on the track outside.
I don't know where they were,
Because
but
if you're outside, lost.
Bad. So
really bad, and it's going to be really hard.
So he did a half-mile run, and he had an asthma attack. And yeah, he didn't know what to do, and I didn't really know what to do for him. So although he has informal diagnosis of asthma, he does not have a formal diagnosis. Excuse me, at least not yet. And I told him, like, hey, it's just, you know, as long as you're gonna be okay, you don't need to go to the hospital. You're gonna have to ride it out, right? And I thought that'd be the end of it. Well, he called me back about an hour later, back from the nurse. He says that he actually spat up some blood. Terrifying. And the nurse, this is the part that the nurse is like, we have a new COVID policy that kids can't be in the nurse's office for more than 10 minutes. If they have to be in the nurse's office for more than 10 minutes, they have to go home because we have flu and COVID and stuff like that. And I'm like, so do you wear a mask? She's like, no, it's not required. I'm like, does anybody wear a mask? Actually, I said, why isn't all the staff wearing masks? Well, that's not required. And I said, well, why don't you as the nurse wear them? You're a nurse, and you just said there's an active flu and COVID outbreak. Why aren't you wearing a mask? Aren't masks the most effective way to combat respiratory disease? And I kid you not, she says, well, that's one. You should not be a nurse if you are rejecting medical science.
I find out all of the nurses everywhere who do that, who how do I put it, don't reject medical science, fucking quit.
But this is the thing that I was thinking of when I was talking to Grandma and Grandpa. I found out from Noah what she does believe. She believes that wearing a mask weakens your lungs, and that you shouldn't wear a mask because it makes you more susceptible to getting sick. And this is the whole, when you think something incorrect, so she looks at Noah getting sick all the time. She's like, well, so you wear a mask all the time when you're sick.
He's sick all the time because he has asthma.
And he's surrounded by people.
Because he has asthma.
Right, and he's surrounded by people who are willy-nilly spreading this respiratory disease.
But to wear a mask.
So anyhow, but yeah, school nurse should not have her job. Find out she's asthmatic too. So I go into the school. So she's like, you gotta get him home. I'll go in with my doctor should be fine with me giving him. I call the doctor. But we need it now because Noah was like, I'm panicking, I'm shaking, I need medicine. So I'm like, okay, I'll go in, I'll bring in a buterol, and get that. And I was like, hey, just meet me outside, right? I didn't want to go in. And so he meets me. What? So he comes out, and I was like, I describe how to use it. I go through it, check the dose. Like, what you got to do is you got to take it, breathe out as much as you can, and then breathe in and then hold it. Hold it into your lungs. And he did it, and I said, now you're going to get lightheaded. So squat down and start to feel lightheaded. And he did, and he did feel lightheaded. He did squat down. That sound.
Plus oxygen.
Well, it's more because just medicine is medicine. Buterol can give you a little bit of a head nod. So now he's squatting down out front of the school. So what happens? Some person saw him squatted down and called the nurse's office. Said, "Oh my God, Noah's out there and he just passed out." So the nurse comes stomping out. She's like, "If he's going to be passing out, we can't take him back to school. We'll call EMS if he does that during class. He's going to have to go home." I'm like, first of all, I told him to squat down. I know how this medicine works. And second of all, it worked. The medicine worked. So like, he's like, "Wow, that worked really fast." And I'm like, "Yeah, they don't call it a fast-acting inhaler. Nothing. It works really fast on asthma. But it does cause migraines, and it did give him a bit of it. And so then, you know, I went in, and he's like, he says he wanted me to take care of something. Since I'm there, it's something we've been putting off. And so we went in there, and as I said, no one's wearing a mask. And I go and I start just chatting with the school nurse, right? Yeah, she's asthmatic. She uses the same asthma medicine that I do, the same stuff that Noah's doctor gives him, the QVAR stuff. I'm like, wow, she's asthmatic. So not only is she bad at her job, she's got her politics or whatever are putting her own health at risk. Like, she could actually suffer great personal harm because she thinks masks are bad. She's the school nurse. If she decided, actually, at my school, you guys are going to wear masks, people would wear masks, or at least the other staff, that would be something, you know? At least some of the staff. But because everyone's convinced either that masks are bad, which is mind-blowingly backwards, or just that because it's not the rule, they don't have to do it, which is the case. Here we are. This is the situation we're in now. It's really frustrating. But on the upside, the albuterol did stop the asthma attack for Noah, so that's cool. And he said the headache didn't last as long. So I called the doctor back and said, you know, we're going to get a prescription for his, like, sign for his school. Once that's done, I don't know how that works in our silly, stupid, you know, zero tolerance state. Like, an albuterol inhaler, the kids should be able to carry that around with them. But he might have to, like, go to the nurse's office. It's just dumb. But whatever.
There was literally a time in that school, and I had a baggie with ibuprofen.
Yep.
I hid in my bag.
Because migraines, right?
I have migraines. Apparently somebody took one look at me and figured I did.
Yeah.
And they had a migraine.
Oh no.
They didn't ask for ibuprofen, they asked for some name brand.
Right, Advil.
Yeah, they're like, "Did you have some Advil?" Yeah, actually.
Drugs!
It was like in high school. No, what happened to someone? Evil listening. Does anybody here have Advil? Yeah, I did.
So they didn't have zero tolerance drug policies when I was in school. I had a bottle of Advil with me. And when Advil also is good for menstrual pain, right? So I would have friends of mine ask me for Advil all the time. And no one cared because we didn't have a zero tolerance policy. You could have over-the-counter medicine that you can buy at a gas station as a high school student because it's over-the-counter. You can buy it at a gas station. You know? Whatever. So yeah, we're going to have to get an albuterol for the little brother for the next time. It's like, and he's like, it wasn't that long of a run. And I'm like, dude, it's winter. Like, you're gonna give yourself an asthma attack if you go for a run in the cold, dry air of winter. So, anyhow.
Cold, dry.
Yeah. So, you know, but good old gym classes. But yeah, that was the the drama of today. I know. Well, it's propaganda. I mean, if the school nurse has got to be a Fox News, Breitbart type viewer.
That's where we live.
That's where we live, right? Everybody watches that stuff around here. And for whatever reason, these news companies have decided that it is politically expedient for them to spread wildly inaccurate information about health. I don't know. I mean, I know that climate change and science are political issues, but it's really frustrating.
Back to work.
I know. It's all about getting back. It's capitalism.